Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Average Gentleman's Podcast. This is Ramsey. We got Joe and Ray on the show. How's everyone doing in this crazy corona-filled world?
I've got my gun. I'm polishing it every day.
Yeah. I actually went and bought some 100 rounds. Oh, I guess we're only legally allowed to buy 100 rounds a day, I guess you want to call it. So I bought 100 rounds one day. My wife bought 100 rounds another day. We found like 200 rounds of a rifle ammo that we had for one of our rifles that we just kind of sitting around. So I'm like, all right.
Where did you go to buy ammo?
NJ Reloaders.
Okay. See, I just order it from Cabela's. It ships right to your fucking door, man. You can order whatever you want.
Yeah, but I was talking to my sister who's out in Pennsylvania, and she was saying that all the sporting goods stores are closed. So I figured,
Even online ordering?
Oh, online order, I didn't check. I was going to try and buy from like a wholesaler that had like 1,000 rounds, but prices were a little too crazy. So I figured I'd hold off on it.
I was looking at Cabela's the other day. They have buckets of ammo you can fucking buy, man.
Yeah.
Like range ammo. If you're just looking for, you're not going to be target shooting or hunting animals just for home protection.
Yeah.
A bucket of fucking range ammo, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I bought a bucket when I was in Vermont last year, so I mean, I still had some of that. So I'm okay right now.
He's gonna prepare for zombies and looters.
Dude, the looters, that's what I'm afraid of. Because if this is gonna go on for another few months, I mean, people will get desperate, and that's what you gotta watch out for. It's nothing about.
Let's say. Oh,
yeah, it's nothing about zombies. It's gonna be, however long this is gonna go on for. Once we start running out of supplies, people are going to get desperate.
We're not going to start running out of supplies.
Yeah, it's not a supply shortage. It's
think about it. So farmers, right?
Yeah.
The way that we've got farming down in this country now is one guy farms a 20-acre fucking piece of land. So they've already socially distanced themselves just by, becoming more machine oriented and machine heavy. Right, so they can still operate fine at a farm, for big things like corn and grain, fruits, berries, things that have to be handpicked might be a little harder,
Yeah.
But we're not gonna run out of the main things we need. The absolute worst case scenario, the government will just start handing out MREs. What they're talking about Ford turning to make, respirator machines for people because they have the abilities to, with the factories. The same, and you hear about these breweries and distilleries that are starting to make hand sanitizer?
No, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, a couple of distilleries across the country got okays from the government, and because they can't open to sell beer in their tap rooms, they're brewing essentially sanitizer.
Okay.
Which is fucking insane.
That's smart.
I mean, it is smart. Yeah. It is smart. But listen, I mean, this is still very early on. This is only like the very beginning.
Well, yeah, like I was gonna say. So last time we recorded, it was like 2 weeks ago, and we first started talking about this. And at that time, I know I thought it was something that was just
something that was gonna blow over.
Yeah. But and we're recording, and they confirmed the first case in New Jersey while we were recording that episode.
Yeah.
And now we're at 742 cases in New Jersey alone, with 9 deaths.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
fucking insane.
In 2 weeks. So,
and that's what I mean. All right. They gave us a 2 week. I mean, for right now, a 2 week quarantine period, right? Everybody works from home.
That's not enough.
No, it's not enough. Everyone works from home. My wife can't go to school. She has to do everything online. My kid has to do everything online.
Our kids are home.
Yeah.
Online teaching, learning, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I mean, I heard a rumor that they might actually just extend the entire home online learning to the end of the school year.
I think that's what we're looking at. I mean,
And that's what I mean.
Yeah,
It's
that's gonna
only
happen.
going to get worse.
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, my son, it started a week. Then, like a day after they announced the week, they upped it to 2 weeks. So right now he's gonna be homeschooled at least until the end of next week. But it's gonna go longer. Things aren't gonna get less restrictive until the numbers start to settle and come down. As long as these cases are
months
still
away.
increasing,
That's months away, because the whole idea of social distancing is to lengthen the curve, right?
yeah.
So instead of what Trump was saying 2 weeks ago was by April it'll be gone, because he was expecting a huge spike and then a huge fall off. But the problem is as we're seeing more, and again, it's so fucking hard today with the news, and I hate to bring our show to this, because it's when you go to politics and religion is when you fucking lose people, and I don't want to fucking lose people.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking hard to know where to get your news from. So you have to it's taking a part of my day just to decide, okay, News 12 saying this, but then Fox is saying this, and then CBS is saying that.
you got to judge the bias.
You have to watch everything and kind of fall somewhere in the middle, because they're all trying to get their narrative across and their message across,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even following anything on the news. I mean, I got rid of live TV a long time ago, so I'm not following any of the live TV channels. Everything is just online and just kind of getting updates that way. I mean, even personally in my life, I mean, I told you guys earlier this week. So my father was put into the hospital with a fever of 104 and having a hard time breathing. And this was on Monday, and he's still in the hospital. Today's Thursday. We're going into Friday. He's still in the hospital with no results. They told my mother to go get tested, and she actually called 4 different doctors, then went to her own doctor, and all of them turned her away and said, you have to wait 2 weeks in order to get tested. What the fuck is that? How do you expect someone to get tested, and you're turning them away and say you have to wait 2 weeks? I mean, I grant she's not showing any symptoms. I mean, we don't know if my father has it yet, but if he does, and my mother has to wait 2 weeks, I mean, they're both elderly people.
But
I mean,
here's the only question I have for you,
Sure.
right? And yes, it sucks. You want to know with these tests, and there's whole controversies now that the NBA tested 9 whole teams for the coronavirus. And the question is, they're healthy. So even if your mom got the test, right?
Right.
And they found out she had coronavirus and your dad has coronavirus, there's literally nothing you can do. So it's great knowing where the virus is spreading to and getting it across. But even if your mom gets tested for it and she's not showing symptoms, she just has to sit home for 2. That's why
here's
you wait
I
2
think
weeks,
that
and then
the thing that they're doing now is once they identify someone who has it, they're being advised to self quarantine for I think it's like a 2 week period.
Right. Well,
So I mean,
this
at
is the
least
fucked
that
up
can
part.
start to slow down the spread of the virus. Because if you've been in contact with someone and you're just going along with your life as you normally do, you can be spreading it to others, and then so on and so forth.
Right. Well, here's the fucked up part, right? So her company actually told her, she said, my husband's in the hospital. We don't know if he's got that. They actually told her that she has to physically come into work until she starts showing symptoms. If she
That's just
has
a bad company.
Oh yeah, I mean, she's been with them for over 35 years, almost 40 years, baby. Yeah, they literally said you have to come in every day unless you're showing symptoms.
My sister's job was like that as well. They just got her a laptop so she can work remotely.
Yeah, I mean, it's all fucked up.
I complain about work like everyone does, but I had to, my company's been very accommodating during this whole thing.
Think about my industry, man. It's crazy.
You're tough. You can't work from home.
I would think your company would still be making sales because everyone's drinking at home.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? So
Yeah, like an aspect of your job still, it has to be face-to-face contact. No.
to some degree, I mean, I can do some things remotely. Part of my job is reports and sending recaps and all that kind of stuff. And but no, more than I'd say 80% of my day-to-day duties is being out there in the field, meeting people, selling our products, and talking about our stuff. So we've done a shift, in our company to a more off-premise focus, which is the liquor stores, which are still open and operating. Which I don't think we're going to see any real store closures. But again, it comes down to, as long as we're still allowed to ship, it all comes down to how drastic the government goes with the shutdowns, right? But right now, my job is going to see, liquor stores as opposed to bars, and just trying to, if nothing else, show my face, let them remember, hey, he came in, he helped me put beer on my shelf today. Even if I only see the manager for 30 seconds and say, hey, here's my card, I'm going to just go check your shelves. In 3 months, when this is all over, that's the kind of shit that helps you sell beer.
Yeah. Assuming you don't give him coronavirus.
Yeah, that too.
Again,
I kind of feel bad for those Corona salesmen.
I'm washing my hands after every account. I keep hand sanitizer in the car. I'm not shaking hands. I'm giving my the whole elbow.
Yeah, the whole elbow bump.
Social distance. Give you a little elbow bump. And then that's it. And I said, hey, listen, I'm just trying. I'm out here doing my job. I'm just trying to do my part at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, even when I open handles, I cover my hand with my sleeve.
Yeah, I was doing that too. I mean, this is an interesting time.
A lockdown is coming. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah,
I think
so. It's such a hard thing to do, though. Like,
well, look at where we are now. Do you think 2 weeks ago? Did you think 2 weeks ago we'd be where we are now?
No,
definitely not. No, I mean, it turned around so quick.
That comes back to the problem that our elected officials played it down so much. Like,
I mean, you can't change that now. We're in the spot we're in. Yeah,
it's just gonna be. It's interesting election year. It's gonna, we might be all casting our ballots on a new online system.
Yeah, or they're gonna postpone it. Right?
Could you imagine the Democrats if they postpone this election?
I know. Well, I mean, look at our tax return. They're extending the time for us to file till, I think, 90 days after April 15th.
A lot of things are like the DMV is extended too. Like my my license expires at the end of the month. But
oh yeah, what are you gonna do?
No, the New Jersey DMV. If you're, I forgot what date it was, but if you were before. If it was before a certain date, then they're extending you out 2 months.
Oh, gotcha. So you just fucking mail it in.
It's good, but I can't mail because I have to get the real ID when we go to Florida.
Well, I'm saying you can mail it in now.
If we can still go.
That's what I'm saying. You can mail it in now, and then
wait. But I don't want to have to go through it twice.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, if they're extending it, fuck it. Because then if you mailed it in, you're going to have to pay that $19 fee or whatever it is. And then you go back again to get the real ID. They're going to make you pop you for that fee again, man.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing that sucks now is that when I go to do this, it's going to be 3 months of people renewing a license instead of one.
But
yes,
the real ID has appointments now you can make.
Do they?
Yeah, on the paperwork I got, it said that you can make an appointment at select locations. And I'm sure that at the very least, the location in Sea Caucus is going to do that.
Yeah. I mean, this is all.
Or even the place in the location of Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne has it.
I don't think they do the real ID.
Wayne, yeah, Wayne does it
at this point.
Wayne's where I took my driver's test, man. It's like, don't they do everything there?
I thought the closest one. I didn't look at it myself, to be honest. But
whatever.
The closest one was Wallington. Yeah.
Yeah, that aren't terribly far.
So there was a guy, California guy, that died from corona after visiting Walt Disney World in Florida. Just reported on.
Yeah, but okay, but he was from California,
Yeah.
so he had to fly there. He had.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, there's no way of knowing he got in Disney.
He says,
but again, it's I'm sure it was all around Disney, man. That's why they closed the parks.
Yeah.
Have you seen the airfare to go to Florida right now?
Oh yeah, it was like fucking $67.
Yeah, it's like nothing.
I did look, and I tried to book airfare for like August down in Florida, and it was still cheap. It was like $200 at like the end of August.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not cheap as it is now, but I mean, I hear that they're flying ghost planes just to burn off fuel.
No, they're flying ghost planes because they have contracts with the airports that they have to use. All like they have like how many of the what are the cargo, not cargo bays, what the fuck do they call those? Where the plane docks. Not runways.
The terminals.
Terminals?
Yeah, so they have, you know, say Continental or United rents 100 terminals from Newark Airport, and they're going to have X amount of planes coming every day for the FAA regulations because of what they have planned. So they have to physically get these planes there just because of like the rules of the air and everything. It's insane.
Interesting.
At least that's how I understood it. I could be completely wrong because I'm an asshole. But
I mean, I think the last time we spoke, I had a coworker of mine that was flying in, who was in Sweden at the time, and Trump had just announced that they were going to close all flights coming in from Europe. So I texted him right away, and I was like, "Dude, you better find another flight and get your ass home before they lock you out." So he was able to. He landed, I think, the Thursday night before, like the day before they were forcing that rule. So I was like, dude, you're so lucky.
But weren't there like exceptions for like U.S. born Americans?
I don't know. I didn't follow the rules, but it was like, Friday at midnight. That's when we're shutting the borders. Yeah. So I was like, fuck, you're over there. Get home. I mean, could you imagine? What the fuck?
Well, I think, that's, I can, you could look at flights now to Florida for that cheap, but there's a chance that you're not going to be able to come home depending on when your coming home flight is. I can definitely see the domestic flights being grounded for the foreseeable future soon.
Yeah.
But speaking of Florida, because we all know how great Florida is, I love the state, but it's some crazy people down there. Have you seen all these college? Well, this isn't Floridians, and I know that, but have you seen all the spring breakers down there?
Yeah, I mean,
they're fucking party.
I haven't seen.
What do you expect?
I haven't seen it, but I do know that. So, a friend of the show, Scott the Cop, is actually down there right now. I think he's coming home tomorrow. I hung out with him.
Scott the Cop married?
No.
Okay, makes sense then.
But I mean, he's got kids, but he's not married. But he he booked this trip a while back, and he was like, "Well, fuck it, I'm gonna go." He goes, I don't care about Corona. He's like, if I get it, I get it. Whatever. So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go down anyways and enjoy myself, have myself a nice vacation, and then I'll come back. And I mean, so far he seems to be okay. He's like, no symptoms or whatever, but we'll find out in 2 weeks.
But with his job too, man, like he's in the thick of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I had friends who were, New York cops, and they were on like the drug task force, and he was making a bust because he's undercover, and he ended up, this woman ended up slicing her throat, and he had to clog with his hands and everything. Like he was getting blood from this person all over him, and he was telling me the story. I'm like, dude, he's like, it's part of the job. So the same thing. Like if you're arresting someone, you're wrestling someone to the ground. He's gonna. I mean, I would imagine if a cop doesn't get it, he's a desk jockey.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and I've seen the posts on on Facebook. You know, they're in surrounding towns and surrounding areas. There are cops now being forced to go to these fucking supermarkets and control the crowds that are coming through to buy toilet paper, paper towels, and water.
That's what it's come to in this country.
I don't understand the fucking toilet paper.
When pallet jacks of toilet paper need to be guarded.
Right. I don't understand the toilet paper frenzy. I really don't. I honestly I can't understand what it is about fucking take the hose. It's gonna be summer. Take the hose and spray your ass. How about that?
You think like food would be more worth fighting over?
Right.
Like
bags of rice, potatoes.
Go back 100 years. How do we wipe our asses?
With a fucking
whatever the year for toilet paper invented was, right?
It's springtime
before it.
Then tomorrow's the first day of spring. The leaves are going to be growing. It's just, nature's toilet paper.
There you go. There you go. That's what you need.
You get a washcloth. You wet it with a little bit of warm water. You wipe your ass. You take the washcloth. You rinse it out. You throw it in the hamper. You're good to go.
Take a fucking newspaper. You're still getting newspapers delivered to your house. Fucking there's a roll of toilet paper right there.
My butt is a little too sensitive just for ground up newspaper, man. I'll take the washcloth.
You can still wet it.
You ever tried wiping your ass with wet newspaper and having wet toilet paper? Fuck you.
I'll try it. If I ran out, I'll do it. Why not?
If it's 20 years from now and that's how we're wiping our asses, yeah, I'll deal with it. But
or the other thing I said, buy a fucking bidet.
We're not there. Listen, I bought 20 rolls of toilet paper because I needed them because we ran out. That's going to last me well over a month. I'll find another bag of toilet paper in the next month.
Yeah.
Eventually, everyone's going to buy it, and they're going to all be sitting on toilet paper. And then Halloween, everyone's house is going to be TP'd.
Oh, yeah. I did stock up on some waters and some of like the essential stuff. Because we don't know when this thing's gonna fucking end. So you gotta be. I too many people in my house, too many people, plus my parents in case whatever. So gotta make sure I have enough for everyone, I guess.
Yeah.
That's why
do you really think that our infrastructure of supply is just going to disappear? The only reason it's going insane right now is because people are stupid and they think they need to bulk load up because the world's fucking ending.
Man, well, people are like this when there's snow in the forecast.
Yeah, and it happens all the fucking time. And
well, no, it's not like this. Not like you can't compare this to snow.
No, but no, I'm not comparing this to snow. But I'm saying like even just when there's a snowstorm coming, people flock to supermarkets to load up on stuff because they think they're not gonna be able to get it.
Yeah, no, that's okay. But and it's usually
I'm not comparing the severity to a snowstorm.
They talked about the same shit happening in China when it first happened. That people were waiting online for toilet paper because they thought there were shortages. There's warehouses of this shit. Just again, I work in a supply and demand type of industry, right? Just think of a dry product that they can literally pump out all year long and just keep warehouses full of it because it's not going to go bad. There are literally warehouses full of this shit somewhere, just sitting waiting to be loaded on a truck and shipped out somewhere. They're still making the shit.
Oh yeah,
it's all automated now. It's just being bought. The problem is that grocery stores only hold one day of groceries for the community it services. That's the usual scenario. That if everyone from the community came in and bought food that day, the grocery store gets empty. That's all that's happening is that people are just coming in, cleaning out the grocery store, and then they're fucked.
Yeah, and what I've noticed, what they started doing around here at least, they started today. They blocked off hours in the morning, super early, like 6:30 to 8:30, just for senior citizens.
Yeah, and pregnant doing that by me too.
Yeah, because people are savages. I'm going out at like 4 or 5 o'clock just to see what's left, see what I can just grab, as far as like a bag of rice or a bag of potatoes or whatever, and Yeah, I mean the place is like empty.
They're
I've got
limiting
a
the amount of
pantry
people in the
stocked.
store at the same time now too. Like I think once you hit 50, they're like some stores are stopping you until some people leave.
That's a good one.
I've got at least 2 weeks full of food in my new pantry I just built in the basement. So I'll be fine. I got pasta sauce cans down there. I've got a dozen of them. That's 12 dinners right there.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I think we're okay. We've got enough food.
We're stocked, but my kids, no matter how much food we have, they'll eat it just as quick. No matter how much I buy, how much, or how little we buy.
Oh yeah, you guys
I've got
two
to
growing
force
boys.
food down my son's throat. Like he, if I didn't make him eat dinner, we made him quesadillas for dinner tonight. He ate like 4 bites of it, and that was it. Like,
Yeah,
kid doesn't eat. Not my son. Got to
Yeah.
check the wife.
yeah. You just gotta, when he gets hungry,
The
just
more
feed
we
him.
bring in the house, it's like he feels he has to eat it that much quicker. So,
That's hilarious.
We were the same way too when we were fucking kids, man.
oh yeah, they're kids.
What I was thinking about doing was just, to save up on the food. I mean, 'cause like I said, I didn't know how long this was gonna last. I was just gonna eat fucking protein shakes that I bought over the last like few months. Different
We're
flavors
not
and shit.
there yet, man.
No. I know. Trust me, I haven't gotten down to that level. But I am missing the gym. That's one thing I have to say. I am missing the gym. I'm going stir crazy just sitting in this house 24/7 and not doing anything. I literally went
I don't
today. Good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the gym itself or like that was my only escape from the house.
Yeah.
And now I don't like
Yeah.
I literally like I haven't left. I think in the past 5 days I left my house twice.
I literally went to there's the high school track over here. I did like 2 miles and then I came home. I grabbed my oldest daughter. I had her sit on my shoulders and I did like fucking 30 squats because I'm like, I need to do something and I went on Amazon and bought like those heavy duty like pull up resistance bands so that I can do something because I don't have a weight set that I can use, and I'm literally like, fuck, I need to do something. I can't just like sit here. I don't want to gain all the weight that I just lost, and fuck that shit. I need to do something, and I can't just sit here and not do anything. I'm like, fuck it. So I left the house.
Yeah, 'cause you sit here, you can't do anything. So what are you gonna do? Eat.
Right, and that's one thing I don't want to do either.
Yeah.
So
Go buy some beer and just drink instead.
No, I need to do some fucking lifting. My boss actually bought, I guess, an Olympic weightlifting set and paid some guy $100 to bring it up to his place. So he was doing like Olympic lifts in his it was his workout / laundry room in his apartment. I'm like, dude, you gotta do something. I'm like, and then you know what's pissed me off too? I tried calling the gym, or even just the customer service number for the gym, which is New York Sports Club, and I wanted to pause my membership because I'm like, fuck, if I can't go, I might as well fucking pause it. And they're like, oh, well, there's no customer service available at this time. Goodbye. I'm like, what the fuck? So I tried calling corporate customer service. I tried calling the gym. No one answers.
Yeah, I haven't gone there yet because
I'm gonna sound
it's
kind of
only-
like a douche, but that means that it's probably American man call centers, which I'm kind of cool with because you never see it anymore. Employing, right? Because why else would they be closed? I mean,
you can still
I
work
hate
from
to
home.
say it,
You
but
can still work from home in a call center. Barnes and Noble does it.
yeah, you can. Yeah, so is my company.
I don't know then.
I mean, I used to work for
Wait, hold on.
BarnesandNoble.com.
I'll tell you exactly why they're doing it. Because they don't want people to put their memberships on pause and give everyone 3 months.
Yeah, I know.
They want to still collect their fucking dues.
Yeah, I mean their rent in there. I mean their overhead is got to be reduced if they're closed, but they still got to pay the rent to wherever their facility is.
Yeah.
Which is probably more than 80% of their overhead, probably. Well, maybe not. Probably about.
No, I think their insurance would be. Their insurance has got to be significant. I don't think you have pause on insurance.
I mean, they're still going to get the money back from insurance, no?
I don't know.
I think as long as you have decent business insurance, they should get something back.
But is anyone else thinking about what happens in like 3 months when this is over? It is going to be fucking bedlam out there, man. It's going to be like New Year's Eve every night for a fucking month in the bars.
Wait.
It's going to be fucking insane. Like I'm not going to sleep for that month when they decide, okay, bars are open again. I'm telling you, it's going to be like New Year, that first fucking night. I don't want to be anywhere near I'm going to go to a lake and get into a boat and go in the middle of the fucking lake to get away from it because it's going to be insane.
No,
think about 3 months of just think about that.
You're going to have to work. You're going to be selling up your beer.
No, I'll be working the days leading up to it. And it's like the holidays. You work your ass off leading up to Christmas, leading up to New Year. You know, not so much New Year's because if you're not winning by Christmas, you're not winning by New Year's. You know, there's nothing you can do in that week.
Yeah.
But those holiday weeks, man, those crazy days, you kind of want to step back and just let the fucking Jesus take the wheel because they're, you know, I mean, I could be out there doing any kind of activation I want. People are gonna drink whatever you put in their fucking hands.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm sure
it's gonna be insane.
And just think about what we're going through, like right now. Like I think we're like kind of we're past the whole bar scene.
Yeah,
and we haven't seen something. Yeah, but in a year different. You work in the bar scene. To still be involved. That's your paycheck.
Yes.
What I was saying, like. We've never experienced something like this.
No.
So if we haven't, the younger generation definitely hasn't.
Yeah.
And so to go through this and then to be able to, you know, get out again, you're right. It's gonna be nuts.
It's gonna be fucking bedlam. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
There's gonna not be empty and I think every friggin' beer company should be thinking of, at least I hope my company is, of how we're launching this at the end. You know, you want to come out as, I don't know what the marketing campaign is, but you got to hit it strong, man. Because
you're going to be reborn like a phoenix. That's what it's going to be. You're going to be reborn like a phoenix.
Yes.
That's the you could sell that to your company.
From the ashes that is the coronavirus emerges Blue Point, the king of all beers.
You're welcome.
Someday.
You're welcome. I want 25% of that. I think it's fair.
So you're selling yourself short. I think you need more than 25%.
I'll put it to the show. I'll put it towards the show.
There's three.
How do you gain 25%? Fuck that shit.
There's three of us, so, you know, 33 and a third each.
Yeah. So all the events that are coming up in the next sorry, kind of far from the mic. All the events that are coming up from the next few months. UFC, WrestleMania.
Well, UFC, they're still looking to have those fights.
Well, I know that they canceled.
That I heard from Dana White.
I know they canceled 3 upcoming. I don't know if they canceled the one that's happening in a few weeks, which is, it's kind of fucked up because this is the Khabib Ferguson fight that everyone's been looking forward to, that is not happening again.
I know but it's not only UFC. It's all sports. Like,
oh no, yeah, I know.
Whenever you know,
except for the WWE.
Well, let me get there. So whenever we've gone through tragedy, you know, war, 9/11, anything like that, like, you've always had sports as an escape.
Right.
With all the bad shit going on in the world, you can, you know, turn on a football game or a basketball or whatever sport is in season at that point. Like, you don't have any of that right now.
Yeah, I mean, because you have the players infected. You have, I mean, it's
the only thing that's been the saving grace right now has been NFL free agency. because it's not like a live event, like, and that's been going crazy too. There's tons of stuff going on there, but yeah.
So here's a bigger thing, and it's kind of a little off topic from the sports, but we'll get back to it in a second. What you just said, Ramsey, is that that people are infected. It's a fucking virus. It's the same virus as the common cold. We're all gonna get fucking infected with this. Like it's a matter of fucking time.
Who was it? Who was it from the NBA that said they weren't infected? They're not going to get infected, and started touching all the microphones and all the conference.
That was Rudy Gobert. He's a player for the Utah Jazz, and that was what led up to the season being suspended. And then, like, to me, that was a turning point for me. Like, once sports started getting canceled like that, that was like my smack in the face, more like, wow, like this is really fucking serious.
Yeah.
As much as it sucks that he got the coronavirus and he's sick now and whatever. If nothing else, he just showed everyone that, hey, it's a fucking simplest thing. Like, if you just live your life by that motto, you're gonna do okay.
Sorry, repeat that one more time. Your audio cut out for 1 second.
What was that?
Repeat that one more time. Your audio cut out for 1 second.
For which part? I don't even fucking remember what I said.
Oh, to forget it.
Must not have been that important. That was just free flowing. No, that. While it sucks that he got the coronavirus, in a public manner, because again, I think most of us are going to fucking get this.
Yeah.
It at least highlighted, don't be stupid. Like, that's just the fucking I watch it's another YouTube channel called Philip DeFranco Show. He's
yeah.
I started watching it years ago because it was like, hey, let's be obnoxious and make fun of titties and shit, and then it turned into a real news show. Yeah, and it's unbiased, and I like it, and that's what he says all the time. Just don't be stupid, and it's the truth. Like, the kids who are down in Miami right now partying on the beach, are we really that surprised that they're doing this? Because 2 years ago, these are the same kids who were eating Tide Pods, right? They're the same dumbasses who thought, hey, let's eat soap. When I was growing up, that was the punishment. How many times I got
talking about that. So if the two of you were, in your early 20s, and this is going on, would you be thinking like we're thinking now, or would you be thinking like a 20-year-old?
Depends. Like 21,
18, 19, 20, like.
I'd like to say that I was smarter than this, but I know I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was the dumbass that would say, oh, what's in that cup? I don't know. Well, let's find out by drinking it. Like. Yeah,
but we also didn't have that whole ability of working remotely, and at that point it was more of like every job that you had.
If you were in college, it doesn't matter. If you were in college, right, and you were going down for spring break, you don't have to care about a job. Your school's closed. Awesome. I get a semester off now. I can party even more. That's what I would have been thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't go to the bars anymore? Even better. I can go out and buy a shit ton and drink in my house because we have to now. Yeah, and my friends don't think I'm cheap. But even better.
But at that age, you also run out of money very easily.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, think about that. Think about when you're 18. I mean, I know we all had jobs, but there were no full-time jobs.
If the stimulus packet comes through, that's at least some cash you're gonna have coming in, right?
True.
Every kid gets $500-$600.
True, but that only $500-$600 only lasts for so long.
Yeah. No. Well, my whole point was that I'm not surprised that they're still behaving like that, because if I was that age, this probably wouldn't be stopping me from going out either.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'd like to say that I think I was smarter than that, and that I would have heeded the advice of the CDC. But I also know that I was a dumbass who did things I don't want to talk about on the podcast quite yet, because I'm pretty sure
we'll save that for another episode.
maybe not ever, because there's some crazy shit I did in my life, my friends.
Let's just say if you were 18 now, you'd be down in Mexico. Leave it at that.
For a 60, if I was 18 and I had, because I worked my ass off when I was 18, 19, 20. I had like 3 jobs in warehouses. So I probably still have money coming in because I was working in the warehouse. So if college was closed, I would just working 40 hours a week. So I'd have loot coming in myself.
Yeah.
I'd be on a flight every weekend for $67 to Florida.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. Think of the landscape right now. If you were short on cash and you had the opportunity to go to spring break and your round trip was $60, you'd be like, holy shit, let's all fucking go.
Yeah, that's true.
I almost convinced my fraternity to rent a Winnebago, drive to South America, to Brazil, because one of our fraternity brothers had to flee the country because he went AWOL. For the military, so he was living in Brazil, and I'm like, let's go down and visit. We'll make a video out of it. We'll sell it through MTV. I was pricing out RVs in college to spend a month driving to South America.
That's funny. That's hilarious. Speaking of funny shit, did you guys watch the Bert Kreischer special?
I watched half of it, and then my son woke up.
No. Ray?
I actually did. I watched, I think, like 3/4 of it.
And?
No, it's funny.
I know you're not a big comedy guy, so I'm trying to get some input in here.
It's getting me to actually watch it. Like once I turned it on and watched it, I was cracking up.
Oh, dude!
But it's just committing time to
watch
turning it on.
Yeah.
See,
I wish the guy kept the shirt on a little.
No, that's his thing.
I know that's his thing, but
that's his thing.
I don't know if I'm such a big fan because I listen to all of his podcasts and all that shit, that at least what I've seen so far, I've heard the origins of it.
Yes.
Like
I know exactly what you're talking about because I've heard it like years before.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 2 pieces about his daughters and his father.
I forget what they were. I gotta watch it in its entirety again.
When his father smoking, eating edibles.
Oh yeah, he told that. Yeah, there's a story told with the Joey Diaz and everything. Yeah.
Yep, and then the thing with the daughters with Period Party.
Oh yeah, the Period Party. Well, that was on Conan or one of them.
Right. So that's what I mean. It's very old, but I mean it's still like a funny ass story. Some of the other stuff was new.
I still watch the Machine Story probably every other month. I think I know every punchline that's coming, but the way he delivers is why I'm watching it.
Ray, did you watch that yet? The Machine Story?
No.
You gotta watch it.
You watched his newest special, but you haven't. Go watch the Machine. Have you heard the Disneyland or Disney World on acid?
No.
With him and his friends?
No.
Oh my God. Go on tonight when we hang up. The first thing you do before you go up and give your wife a kiss, tell your kids goodnight, sit where you are right now and watch or listen to I don't even know if it's on video. It might only be audio. It's about him and 2 of his friends. Hutch, who I don't know if you've heard stories about. Hutch was the guy who would throw he's got his friend Hutch, and then I can't remember the other guy's name. But they go to Disney World and they take acid. Okay. And they go on Peter Pan's flight.
It makes sense. Disney World was built on acid.
Like it's about how like the one guy breaks off the ride and starts running through the ride. The other guy's like, hey, give me back my I'm not doing. Watch it. It's what made me. It's the first bit I actually found that was Bert Kreischer.
Okay.
I was listening to Pandora on random or something, and I heard the bit, and I'm like, oh my God, that was funny. So I Googled it. And that's when I found the Machine Story.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
The whole Starbucks bit in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so I watched it actually twice. I watched it.
That was really good.
Yeah, I watched it once, and then I was like laying in bed. I'm listening to it on my phone, and my wife's sitting there. She's like, "What the fuck are you laughing at?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, this fucking comedian." And she knows who he is. I'm like, he's fucking hilarious. And she goes, "Who is it?" I was like, "It's Bert." And then she's like, is he talking about Isla? And I was like, no. I was like, but I'm so glad that you knew who that was.
Even so, again, that was a funny bit, but even that one, like we heard the formation of that on the show as well.
Oh, I didn't hear that one before.
I just listened to the podcast he would tell stories about, and the whole point of that was to get to the woman who was outraged on someone else's behalf.
Yeah.
And he talks about that all the time. That in LA, people get upset for someone else on behalf of them.
Right.
You know, and that was the punchline of the joke. You know, like, the lead up with the, you know, oh, wish you knew your dad. You know, like all the jokes. That was funny, and that was meant to build up to the woman losing her mind and the black guy telling the punchline.
Dude, it was so funny. So funny. I couldn't stop laughing when I heard that. Anyway, so I think Tom Segura is coming out with a new one too, very soon. So, I mean, listen, we're stuck at home. Might as well just fucking enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that, like, and I know they talk about all the time on, you know, Rogan and Burt and everything, but just that, like, comedy is at the point that it is today.
Yeah.
You know, like it's I've always, like, I was watching No Cure for Cancer by Dennis Leary back in, you know, 2001 when I graduated high school, my first year at Rutgers of college. You know, like back when it was fucking before BitTorrent, it was Direct Connect, where it was it was a file, it was a Dropbox service essentially that was connected over the Rutgers. Back when T1 was a fast connection, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I remember watching that shit back then. Now the comedies, you know, like everyone, I feel like at the very least, people know Rogan, Joe Coy. He's fucking another one that's hilarious. You know, he's Filipino, but Filipinos may as well be Italian from the way he talks, man.
Oh, dude, he's
just the way his mom is, and the way like Joseph. Like I had grandparents who were Italian that talked like fucking that, man. Like,
yeah, and the way he talks about his son, I mean, it's pretty funny.
Ting Ting.
Who else is there? So I saw Pete Davidson's most recent stand-up. I mean, he had a really good bit about Louis C.K. In the very beginning of his show, and I was man, this guy's fucking hilarious.
So I've been watching more Pete Davidson, and I don't know why
something bothers you about him.
Yes, and I don't know what, because like I'll listen to it. It may be his speech pattern, because he's got that Staten Island very.
I was gonna say,
hey, I'm gonna talk like this, very, very. Oh, I'm gonna talk with abrupt endings, and then I'm gonna like, you know, that's it's a Staten Island thing. And come from Bayonne, like, really another one of these assholes from Staten Island, you know, like. Yeah. So that might be it, but I don't know, like.
Yeah, I mean, he's also got like, this weird
sense of humor.
I guess you want to say it like that. I mean, it's definitely not like the guys that we watch, but it's still kind of funny, right? I mean, to me, it is.
Yeah, no. Again, I watched his Hot Ones that he just did.
Yep.
You know, and I don't want to hate the guy but it's just something about, like, even like I'm watching him, I'm like, I just can't.
Yeah,
I mean, his Ariana Grande. I don't know. Maybe I'm still mad about that.
His 9/11 jokes.
I didn't.
His 9/11 jokes are pretty rough.
That's why I'd be on the bottom. I'm not cheating on anyone. I love my wife. I'm not cheating on him. Just making jokes.
Yeah, but his 9/11 jokes are kind of rough.
I crushed her less today than I did 3 years ago.
Yeah, this is true.
She might stand a chance. I'm sorry, Ray. What was that? I'm Ray Ramsey. What was that?
No, I was saying his 9/11 jokes are kind of rough.
But
because you know his dad was a firefighter in 9/11, so and his dad died in 9/11, and he was only 8-7 years old. And he does. I mean, he can get away with those jokes, you know, because
that kind of like that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I laugh at dead baby jokes.
Yeah. Like
I have a very dark. Like, I laugh at things that are like
fucked up.
You probably shouldn't laugh at.
Yeah.
Like, I used to make a lot of AIDS jokes in my youth. Like, I'd be like, "Oh, what happened? You got AIDS? Full blown AIDS?" Yeah.
You're like, the first time you saw me in a while.
Because you shaved your head, you lost some weight. I'm like, dude, what happened? Did you catch AIDS?
Yeah.
So I still say the jokes because I'm an asshole. I
Yeah.
was trying to distance myself from it. So, but thanks, Ray, for pointing out my flaws. You AIDS motherfucker. I'm
Social
not making fun of
distance.
AIDS. I'm sorry. It's a bad thing.
Social distance.
Yes, social distance. Oh my god.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
it's
like
all right.
fucking. What was that chick that just got busted?
Which one?
The one that's got in trouble for saying shit about the coronavirus. Vanessa Hudgenson. Vanessa Hudgenson.
Why? What did she say?
Whatever. Oh, you didn't see? She did like a whole like Facebook Live or you put TikTok Live or something where she was like talking.
No, I didn't
And
see
she's
that.
like, see, again, like I don't necessarily disagree with what she said because it was true. She's like, if everybody gets it, yeah, people are going to die and that sucks and all, but what are we going to do was the sentiment of it, which is, it's fucked up to say that. I get it. But they're trying to do cancel culture her now because.
Wait, what does she mean?
She was
Like, what are we
talking-
going to do? Like, yeah, people are going to
See, well,
die.
it's-
And I mean, what's what?
Exactly. That was her point. Like, there's nothing we can do about this because there's no cure for the coronavirus. So, like, even if everyone got infected, what can we do about it? I think was the point she was trying to make. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
so
didn't say anything.
She didn't say anything wrong. It was, I
She was
guess,
just being blunt about it.
level of
That she-
the sensitivity level, which
Oh, God.
get over it.
This is why.
Like, oh, you're rich. You're rich. You can afford to say that. How can you say those things? And I'm like,
What the hell does
Fuck.
being rich have to do with it?
well, I mean, so they have been saying that if you go to like the Beverly Hills and you have the money and you want to get a coronavirus test, you can get it. But it, like Ramsey's, mom was turned away because they just don't have a test to give her because she's not showing symptoms. There's no point to waste a test. Essentially, if she comes up like, because
Yeah,
that's
basically.
what they want. They want every test of coronavirus they give out to come positive is their goal. Because then because if they come negative, well, it doesn't do any good because it doesn't help show where the spread is. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If they find every one test they have it comes back positive, they get more data points to map it better, to figure out how to fix it better. So that's why they're turning people away until they have symptoms, because then they have a data point.
Yeah. I did read that there was some
it sucked.
malaria drug that's actually going to be the cure for corona. It's like some old school malaria drug.
Old school,
Supposedly.
like
So, like old school.
back when they told
30,
us,
30, 40 years old, some shit like that.
back when they said things like 3 out of 4 doctors recommend camels.
Yep. Basically.
All right, cool. I'm down with that. Maybe they're gonna start giving us all little radiation tablets. We're gonna start eating them, and we're just gonna bake ourselves from the inside
Actually, my wife
not
used to have radiation tablets. Because of
because she's
Chernobyl.
around radiation so much for her job.
No, because of Chernobyl when she was a kid.
Really?
Yeah. She was in Poland when it happened.
I did not know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she had to take some kind of radiation iodine tablets or whatever the fuck it was.
Interesting.
Dude, if your kids become superheroes, I will be their PR agent and make sure that they don't have any problems like the boys.
Yeah.
When does that come back, by the way? I need that. Like, back in my life. Is it
What? The
the
boys?
boys. Has it come back yet?
It's
I
coming
haven't-
back soon.
I haven't seen.
I did see one trailer for like a very quick trailer with some new
Is it coming
superhero.
back soon though, or is it like I know a lot of shows production are on hold now because
Well, no, I think they finished filming, so they just have to release it.
Okay.
But yeah, everything else. I mean,
I
fucking
have to wait for Fast 9.
Fast 9 got pushed back. Yeah, everything's gonna be fucking. I heard Universal is releasing any of their movies that's out in the movie theaters now to be able to rent
It'd be
on iTunes
online.
or Google Play or
Yeah.
whatever. But you still have to pay for them because you have to rent them.
Because you can't go to the theaters.
Right.
So do you think? So here's my question with that. Right. So I was just about to bring that up as soon as you started talking. I don't know if you could tell. But do you think that this is going to change the landscape in the future?
Yes.
Because I have a feeling because it's going to the same thing after the first recession. All of a sudden we got used to doing the job
Yeah,
of 3 people in the past, right?
Yep.
I have a feeling that these changes that, oh, this is awesome. I can stay home and get this movie instead and bang my girl at the end of it right here on my couch. Yes, I'm going to do that.
Yep, it's going to change for sure.
Yeah, I really think that this quarantine is going to accelerate so many different fields in so many different ways with technology and telecommuting and
absolutely.
Not like, I think like the medical industry, I think you're going to see doctors doing a lot more teleconference things now. They're going to sit in there. They're going to have your doctor's office is going to have 1 doctor a week who's teleconferenced in. You get on your iPhone, talk to the doctor in your practice. Okay, we're calling you medicine for you. I think it's going to change so much.
Well, I had that for a little. Well, at least my last
have
job.
They have it, but it's not widely used because people. It's what we're not used to. It's a change,
Right.
Mhm.
But the way they had it was more of like a nurse rather than a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've had
it was
doctors.
like,
I've had doctors too. Like my company has the Castlight Health. It was where you FaceTime doctors.
gotcha.
It's like going to a Medi room, like an emergency room or a Medi center.
Yeah.
Like this, I had an infection where I didn't feel like waiting for my doctor to be back in 2 days. So I FaceTimed the guy. He called in amoxicillin for me. Everything I needed. Right to the
Dr.
pharmacy.
Phil has that doctor on or his son has that doctor on demand thing. That's basically what that is.
Well, yeah, but that's my point. So the technology is already there, right?
Yep.
Now we're going to have to force. So
It's just the adoption of it.
We're forcing adoption. So instead of for letting it organically take hold and people get used to it and it becomes better and better naturally, we're going to have to do it because doctors are going to just say, hey, we don't want people in our office. Let's FaceTime. And I think it's going to change that. It's going to change so much, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's going to change a lot. I mean,
We're going to be in Westworld in like 7 years now.
and it's going to go at such a fast pace.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That we've already been seeded, but now we're just going to bombard it with water, sunlight, and radiation and get that fucker big like King Godzilla.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's going to get like fucked quick, basically. Yeah. Excuse my language. I've been cursing a lot tonight.
I always fucking curse.
That's what happens when you get, stuck at
That's
home.
that's the worst of our warriors right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm just,
No, but again,
I like
something that I like
communicating with
thinking
people that I
about.
haven't talked to in a week, stuck at home.
But I like thinking about that crazy shit. Like to me, that's more interesting. Saying, yeah, it sucks right now, but where we're going to be at the end.
Yeah,
of it.
what can you take from this to better the future?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Every company's going to have a thing now where they're
And
going
how
to
I
do some
can
stuff.
exploit that is what I'm also thinking.
Yeah.
Like, how do I get my piece of the pie?
Yeah, you can be like the guy who bought like what was it, 17,000
Hand
things of
sanitizers.
hand sanitizer and
And can't sell them.
You can get your piece of the pie and be ethical about it too. I'm not talking about coming out with some app that's going to just charge people $1.99 to wipe their ass. Like it's something that's
Maybe you should.
productive.
You come with your own toilet
Yeah.
paper.
Sell a little baggies like it's cocaine. You see that? One of my friends
Yeah, I did see that.
sent that picture. It was like, I was like, come on, it's 3 little bags that look like cocaine in them. I'm like, dude, you're putting this on Instagram? And I'm like, that's fucking ballsy. And I look, it's toilet paper, you fucker.
All right. What else we got, guys?
well, thing I was going to say that I hope doesn't get adopted is the empty stadium sporting events. Have you watched any of the wrestling shows as of late?
I did watch part of
It
the
is
Stone Cold Steve
so
Austin
creepy.
thing.
It's so hard to watch. Like
Everything's hard. Try watching. I watched Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Oh
with
yeah,
no
he was by
audience?
himself. Yeah.
It's painful because
Essentially,
the
he was
jokes
just
are there
doing like
and you
a.
still want to laugh at the jokes, but not having the audience to laugh with you. You almost are, even though you're home, you're by yourself. You're not sure if you should be laughing or not. Like it's.
mhm.
But that could have been
We're
just a laugh
conditioned.
track. That could have just been a laugh track. There doesn't necessarily have to be a real audience there.
Like I was
But
watching Raw the other night. 316 day, you know, Steve Austin coming back to Raw, and he's, you know, doing a promo in front of, you know, no one, saying, oh, you know, anyone who's excited about 316 day, give me a hell yeah.
Yeah. No, hell yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing. That's the thing that made it weird. It was like, that's his whole shtick, right? Where it's like he interacts with the audience, but it was so fucking bizarre. Like, what the fuck? And
you think, like, it had to be tough for the performers too, because the whole part of that is you're talking to each other, saying, you know, what's going on. Like, you could hear everything.
Oh, can you?
Watching like those matches, you can hear everything.
Interesting.
Like, you can hear the officials of what they're saying. Like, I that's why I think they've had so little live ones.
Yeah.
Because it's probably only you can't do a lot of verbal communication with each other in that setting, because unless they silence the mics at some point. But
yeah.
We should be investing in VR technologies right now, because all I'm thinking as you're saying that is, why don't we just Ready Player One this bitch? Put a VR headset on people, put them in a fake arena stands cheering, all haptic feedback.
I said that to my cousin. I said they were talking about getting a game night. I'm like, well, everyone go buy an Oculus. We'll we can have a virtual game night. Like, don't you fuckers come to my house and bring your germs. We can do it remotely.
There was a Bruce Willis movie back in the day where, was it Surrogates? I think was the name of it, where everyone was just in their house in like a chair with a robot version. It was kind of like a Blade Runner type thing, like a robot version of themselves, where like linked to their brain, they're living their lives through a surrogate body. So like, no one, if you killed your robot, it didn't die. We're heading down that path, man, where we're all just gonna be staying inside. We're gonna look like a little serial rapist, but when we're out in the street, we're gonna look like we're fucking Ben Affleck, you know, like.
All the crazy shit.
Well, let's give some TV recommendations to anyone listening right now, because I think we're all going to be watching a lot of TV.
I don't know.
Anything good you guys are watching right now?
I'm honestly just on a Netflix binge, Hulu binge, whatever I haven't seen. So one funny show that I've been watching was Letterkenny on Hulu.
Letterkenny?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of hick Canadians that just kind of make everything, just draws everything out, but for whatever reason I just find it hilarious. It's like I can't even compare it to anything because it's so stupid, but I think it's so funny. It's one of those just shows that I think is just, it's almost like The Office. Like, you know, it's like stupid, but it's kind of funny.
See, I can do stupid funny. I can't do cringe funny.
No, this isn't cringe funny. It's like stupid funny.
Okay.
So something I'd recommend. There's like 8 seasons in. There's no real storyline to it. It's just, you know, here's a scenario, here's a thing that's happening right now, and they do whatever to solve it or figure it out, whatever.
Self-contained episodes.
Yeah.
So I'm back on Westworld. Very excited. It started back up this week.
Haven't seen
Sunday.
it. Haven't seen it. I heard it's really good, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, they're on season 3 right now. Go back and binge it. It's well worth it. You're only looking at like 2 seasons of 10 episodes, so like 20-ish hours.
Yeah. I mean, when I start watching a new show, I can kill it in literally like 2 days. I just ignore everybody else and I just started watching shows.
But so I'm watching that right now. What else did I start watching? I don't know if I can remember.
I finished Handmaid's Tale.
Okay. I still got to catch up on that one.
Yeah, so new season I think is coming out later this year.
Okay.
What else?
Excuse me. Oh, sorry, it's not The Company.
I'm trying to think of what else. I really don't have anything.
I'm wrapping up Walking Dead and Better Call Saul.
Oh yeah, Walking Dead.
Better Call Saul starts soon, right?
It's on.
Is it? The new season's on? Yeah. God, see, this is the fucking problem, because I don't just like, I watch whatever on my DVR or I stream. I don't watch anything live usually.
I think there's only like 1 or 2 episodes left of this.
Okay. Of the season?
Yeah. Or the mid-season or
All right,
Whatever.
well, I got
Yeah,
some
whatever it
binging
is.
to do on that one because when I changed my cable a couple months ago, all the shows I had set to DVR are no longer DVRing. So I don't know shows are on because I have them scheduled to DVR, and now I don't know.
Gotcha.
yeah, they only have one more.
First world problems.
They're only signed up to season 6, so the show ends in season 6 or in season 5 now. But now you're really getting into the crossover between Saul and Breaking Bad.
Are you? All right.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm gonna have to.
I'm not sleeping tonight.
I haven't watched since season 2, so I'm gonna have to pick back up. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll do
there's a
that.
couple more characters from Breaking Bad that get introduced in this season.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. What's the other one? So Homeland, that's the other one that I'm watching right now.
Yeah, I gotta watch. I've watched only like season 1 of that.
Yeah, so that's finishing up this season also.
Do you know how long ago I watched the first season?
Probably
You
when first
gave
came
it
out.
to me on a torrent or something back when I was with my ex, and I had a
didn't do
Zeus
that.
Yeah,
transformer.
I
You
don't do
didn't
that stuff.
Ramsey.
Maybe it
You
wasn't
must,
you.
be, you
Someone
must be
else
thinking
gave
of
it to me.
someone else.
Okay, I had a torrent back when. So that's shit. Well over 12 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
13 years ago. Because I remember watching it on my Asus transformer because I'm like, I don't want to buy an iPad. I want to stay with Android because I was that asshole.
Oh yeah, you were that guy for a long time.
I fought it for a long time. And now I just want my fucking phone to work, and that's why I love Apple.
I was always late. I was late to the BlackBerry party. I was late to the Android party.
I was always ahead. Like I had the first Motorola Storm, the touchscreen floating keyboard one. I had the first 4G phone, the Thunderbolt on Verizon. I had the Sidekick 2. I didn't get Sidekick 1, but I was doing Sidekick. I always had like the cutting, the razor. I had the blade. I had the everything. But now it's just I don't want to learn the new system. Like when I was younger, that was the fun of it. Like, oh, I get to learn all the new tricks on it. I get to play around with it. It's like a new toy.
Yeah.
You don't have time for it now.
Just tell me where the app is, let it work, and I'm happy.
That's what it is. You just need it to work.
Yeah. And Apple is very good at doing that.
Yeah. I mean, they just came out the new iPad.
We were talking about that the other night. That's insane.
Yeah, they irritated me with their keyboard.
Just buy a
that.
MacBook Air for that price, man.
Actually, you can buy a MacBook Air for like $900.
And
that's what I'm saying. And how much was the keyboard?
350, 349 for the 12.9 inch iPad.
And if you buy the iPad on top of that,
if you get like a 256 like a 256 size storage with the cellular, that's $1,250. So you're looking at, with that and the keyboard, you're looking at $1,600. Might as well just buy a MacBook.
Yep.
But when you have the iPad already and you're looking for a good keyboard case,
well, that's what they do.
I've been looking for one, and like there's always something that I really don't like on like anyone that I've looked at so far. And
see, I'm having that problem with headphones right now. So I want to get a pair of like earbuds, but the regular earpods don't sit in my ears. Don't let them sit there. So I can't, like, I put my ears, they fall out within like 30 seconds.
So that's a perfect segue.
So hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. So I just bought a pair of the Raycon earbuds.
What are the Raycons?
Those the Ray J. Those are Ray J earbuds.
I don't know, possibly. But it's Philip DeFranco as one of his advertisers, and he said he liked them. Like, so they look like little hearing aids essentially. So they have little cups on that fit in your ear, and they sit flush with your ear, so you don't see them. Right?
Those aren't the Jaybirds, right?
I can show them to you if you want me to
Well,
get them.
I can't see it. The screen is too small.
I'll send a picture later.
Okay.
But so I got them and they're working okay, and I was just using the right one for the most of the time because I wanted to have a pair that I could have my son watching his TV show. I got my iPhone on, I'm watching something, but I can still hear him without my big fucking Beats on me.
Yeah.
So I got these and they were working okay, but then the right ear like wasn't as loud as the left ear. So I said a message to customer support saying, "Hey, this isn't working right. This is okay. Try resetting them." So I reset them twice, and they're like, "Oh well, you can either refund or exchange." And I'm like, just give me a refund because even those didn't fit my ear right. Like I move my head and they fall out.
So I was actually having this conversation with Ray the other day. So I ended up getting a pair of AirPod Pros late last week, and I used the smallest ear tip. Actually, I did the different sizes. I did all the small, medium, and large size. I fucking hated them. But for whatever reason, I couldn't get them to stay in the ear. I stuck with the smallest ear tips, and they would barely stay in. They would fall out constantly, and I was like, "Fuck, these suck compared to like the regular AirPods." So I started doing some Googling, looking around, and I found somebody that actually makes memory foam ear tips for the AirPod Pros. I just got them in today. I used the smallest tip, popped them on, and didn't fall out at all, which I'm surprised because it was like, I mean, I don't know if their tip is because it's a silicone tip, but you know, and it's
that's these ones too. These are silicone tips as well.
Right. So I put in these memory foam tips, and it's like holy, like night and day. Like it just stays snug in the ear and it fits like perfect.
That makes so much sense because it's basically like when you go to a gun range, it's ear protection,
right?
Or you know, it's earplugs. They're just putting a hole in the center for the music to come through.
Yep.
It's fucking brilliant.
Yep. So
how much were they?
The ear tips, they were $20, and they were 3 different sizes, but they gave you like a few extra pieces in case you whatever. I can send you the user. So now, one thing I was getting used to with the AirPod Pros. You've had AirPods before, right?
My wife has them. I don't have them.
Okay, so I've had the regular AirPod Pros. I want to say for about 2 years now, and I love them. I mean, literally, I can walk around
The regular
my house.
AirPods.
Yeah, the regular AirPods. I've had them for 2 years, and I can literally walk around my house with one in my ear the entire time, listening to whatever, still having conversations, still hearing whatever, and like perfect, no problems whatsoever. When I started using these, I was like, oh man, these like this one fucking falls out. I can't deal with it. And you can do, trying to wear both, and it was like a pain in the ass. So now that I'm starting to get used to it, one thing I do have to say, they have the noise canceling mode and the transparency mode. So the noise canceling mode, it's like for real noise canceling. Like you turn it on and it's like any kind of ambient sound. Like put it this way, I have like a space heater on my desk, all right, and it's literally maybe like a foot and a half away from me. You can hear the fans going and you can hear the heat and whatever. The minute I turn on noise canceling, dead silent. I was
Really?
like, holy fuck. I was like, it's literally like I have an earplug in my ear, but obviously, you have the audio coming out of it. I was like, I mean, that by itself, I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. And then literally just by holding the bud, like the stem, you hear a sound, you turn on transparency mode. And now there's an external microphone on the AirPod where it picks up all the other sound around you. So I can literally have both of them in my ear and still listen to what I'm listening to and have a full blown conversation with whoever I'm talking to or whatever. It's awesome. Yeah. Man. So far, I do have to say, when I first got it, I fucking hated it. But right now I seem to be liking it a little bit more and more. So I'm gonna give it another week or two before giving it another review. But I mean, I definitely want to give it like a full blown like average gentleman review because it's it's a big difference, and it's not bad. It really isn't. I mean, I thought people were just kind of hyping it up because it's Apple, but that fucking noise canceling thing, that it actually works pretty damn good. I mean, I could probably just go to like a busy, I mean, not the restaurants and bars are closed, but I could probably go to a restaurant or bar that's very noisy and still be able to, yeah. It's actually
they're 250.
What? Yeah, they're 250. Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
I just wanted to look as you're talking about them because I want to try them out. But that's the thing too about the Raycons that was nice. They were only like $75.
Well, that's the thing, you pay for what you get for it,
right? Yeah, I mean, I had high hopes, but
no, I know.
Now I gotta try and convince the wife that I need another $250 to go buy AirPods.
Well, your birthday's coming.
That's right.
My birthday is coming. It's a very valid point.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna call it a night.
Yep.
We'll pick it back up sometime.
Everyone out there, be safe. Wash your hands.
Quarantine yourself.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Just
shouldn't have to be telling people.
Everybody knows what they need. Everybody should know what they need to be fucking doing. Just do it, man. Like if you haven't seen anything on TV or the washi video of the little the Korean monkey or whatever the fuck it was from John Oliver, just please don't be stupid and be safe.
Yep, that's all we need. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Wash your hands.
Don't get into fights over toilet paper.
Yeah.
There will be more.
And don't forget to elbow bump your neighbor.
Yes. Social distancing. So, all right, everybody. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you want to hear about.
Yep. We'll be back next week. Pick it up on week 2 quarantine.
We need like a sound effect for this. We need to have like
radiation.
Like John
radiation warning.
Not John Oliver, fucking what was his name? The Daily Show. Jon Stewart. How he would like name things like this week's edition of whatever.
60 minutes. 60 minutes.
Funny.
No, I'm joking. All right.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.